live from Los Angeles, and we are talking about insincere people. Usually, they call them as a fake friends or fake people. So, and we are going and talk with one of our very my favorite, clinical psychologist. I love her. She is amazing. And Amira, I think this is your first time you want to talk to Dr. Zeine, right?
Yes, right.
Okay. So,
I'm so
uh,
excited to meet her.
yes. Okay. Let me just connect with the system. And yes, we have Dr. Foojan Zeine here. Welcome. Hello.
Hello, how are you?
Hello, doctor.
We are great.
Nice
Thank
to
you.
see you. So we
Pleasure.
have
Nice to
Amir
meet you
and Amira?
finally.
Yes,
Yes,
Amir and
Amir.
Amira, two sides.
that's wonderful, Amir and Amira.
Yeah. And
Finally, we met. I
Yeah,
watch all your videos.
oh, thank you. Thank you. Thank you so much for your kind words. And we were just sitting here with our grandchildren are playing out there, keeping our 6 feet social distancing. Although, children don't want to keep the 6 feet to social distancing, but we decided we're going to have our come for them to come in the backyard and they can play. And we just had a beautiful gathering. And then I
yeah, but
figured,
it's so hard to, tell to kids and, about the virus, about all this situation is very hard. And actually, before this, interview, we had another interview with Paris. She was a writer, and she was talk. She wrote a book about coronavirus, and what's the name of the that girl?
Maya
Maya.
vs. The
Maya.
coronavirus.
Yeah, Maya vs coronavirus. And that book is free, is online free. So, Dr. Zeine, we want to talk about, people usually they call them fake friends. So, how you explain and how you want to tell us about this type of personality?
I don't know if it's necessarily a personality concept,
Mm-hmm.
but I do get that, when people are insincere and they
Mm-hmm.
supposedly are not being transparent, they're not showing all of themselves. There
Mm-hmm.
could be many, many reasons. The one part could be that they have their own low self-esteem and they have an issue showing up with all of who they are out there. Because usually if we are holding back, we're separated from ourselves. We have
Mm-hmm.
one part of us um, like a showcase in front, and we present ourselves in a like a facade, like a particular role that we think we have to show, and
Mm-hmm.
then we hold ourselves back in somewhere, and we have some shadows that maybe we don't want other people to see. It's more like maybe we don't like the part of us that we're trying to disconnect from, or we don't like people to see that part of us because we might have a negative judgment about ourselves. So we kind of get disconnected. Most people who are clear with themselves, they love themselves, they accept themselves, they're pretty much out there, just like, they're out there with all open. So that's one aspect of it. Another aspect of it could be that a person is with you as a friend and under the concept of a friendship, but they have other gains. Maybe they want to be your friend because they want to get into your social network, or they think that you are a good business person and they want to gain some access to, the business world that you're in. So they might
Mm-hmm.
have secondary gain, but maybe they're not telling you what the secondary gain is, or what it is they really want from you and your friendship. So under the name of friendship, they kind of hold that concept and don't come forward. So there's usually a reason of why their people are insincere and they don't come through with all of who they are. And if they don't like you at all and they're just trying to be with you to use you, I think most people find out. People are not dumb. They catch on pretty quickly if you're not being a good friend.
Right.
Yes, I agree. I agree. Doctor, I have a question for you. Like, why some people express insincere kindness? Why?
Such a great question. You know, you remember as we were growing up that if you wanted to say something, your parents would always tell you, like, be nice, right? Like, that's not nice to say. And all kids tell the truth. And many of us have been told that just telling the truth, telling the raw truth was not going to be okay. So I think all of us are trained to not just say whatever shows up raw in our head, thank God, and kind of put it more like in a nice way. Some people might not, maybe taking that too far, and they're not necessarily going to say anything that, kind of like the reality of things, because they want you to like them, because they don't want to be rejected, and they don't want to for you to shun them away. They
Mm-hmm.
want to be part of your group, and so they might just be too nice. And that's, usually when they're too nice, I think first of all, people don't trust people who are just too nice, and another part is that they don't respect themselves, so they don't allow you to respect them, and they've become like a doormat at one point, and they get used, and they hold resentment, and after a while they just leave. But the worst part is that none of us trust when someone is not necessarily sincere, and their niceness is not up to par with what's going on. So it doesn't really work for them. But I really see it more of a training that we've got from, growing up. And there are different also cultures, like a societal cultures that are
Mm-hmm.
different, especially like Eastern cultures, Asian cultures, Middle Eastern cultures that are more of a societal concepts. They're
Mm-hmm.
very different about how to be with other people, and somehow other people are more important than us. And that's a little bit different than the Western culture. So you might even see those type of overt niceness in that kind of a society. It's like a learned behavior that we have to be nice, even if you
And
don't really it.
yeah, but how? What's the best way to stop them? Is it any
To,
way we can stop them?
to stop somebody who's just being too nice.
Yeah. No, not too nice. Some
Hey,
people, they are, yeah,
Like,
they are fake people,
yeah.
right? Yeah, fake friends. And they want to take advantage. They want to be around you. Sometimes they are doing something, behind you, against you. And, how we can stop them?
well, one way to stop people is to let them know that you see them, that you
Mm-hmm.
see who they are.
Mm-hmm.
Um, if you like to have them around, you just want them to be real.
Right.
It would be a great intervention to say, I really like these parts of you, all of the parts that you see in them, all the parts of their character that you really do like,
Mm-hmm.
and let them know that you enjoy those parts. And when they behave in this other part that you don't see their transparency, and that's at one point like you try to hold back because you're not believing that they're being real with you, and for them to be okay with who they are because you see them and you love them and you really want them around. Other people who you really don't want them in your friendship, it's more like, just kind of slowly but surely kick back and remove yourself from their friendship. Because if
Mm-hmm.
you think that somebody's there to take advantage of you, why would you want to be their friend?
Right.
If you want to have, if it's kind of like a dual benefit, where it's like, you take care of me and I can take care of you, and there's a win-win situation, then you just address the win-win situation. Like you address, this is what I can do for you, and this is what I would request from you, and let's not um, let's not pretend that we're friends, but let's be friendly and just do like a business transaction or
Mm-hmm.
a contact transaction. You want this from me, and I want this from you, so it's fine. Like we could be friendly doing that transaction. We don't need to be pretending that we're great friends and we're best friends anymore, because really it's just a transactional relationship.
Right. Right. Amira, do you have a question? You're thinking deeply and.
Yeah, like you answer the half of the question about how we deal with such a friends, and I had my answer already. But what if our friends are more than friends? If they are
What do you mean?
family,
Oh, is it? Oh,
sister,
you're okay. Okay.
brother.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. Like friendships are different because at one point you can say, I don't want to hang out with you, I don't want to be friends. But you're right, there are people in our as a relative, or we work somewhere, which one of our coworkers, which we can't just say, okay, I don't want to work with you. There are a lot of
How to
people who
deal with
have,
all that?
yeah, people who are there. My suggestion is for you to be real. For me, the only person I have control over is me. So I'm just going to be real with you. And if you are fake with me, I'll just call on it. And I'm like, I don't believe that. I can call it. I don't even need to be mean when I call it. I can just say, I don't believe you when you say that. It doesn't appear to be sincere. And I don't trust you when you say that. And just, lay it out. And
Mm-hmm.
they have to become transparent with you because you're just saying what you need to say. And if they tell you that you're not accurate about it, then if you do have concrete evidence about something that they're doing and they're lying to you, then you just say, you just lied to me about this, and this wasn't okay with me. And if you really want me to be close to you, you're my sister, or you're my cousin, or you're my mother, or you're my mate, whatever. I mean, you are in a person that I'm not going to give up being in that relationship with you. But I can tell you that if you want me to be close to you emotionally, to feel safe with you, then I need you to be transparent. But you know what it takes? It also takes you to be transparent with them. You cannot be fake with them. You cannot be judging them consistently. You cannot be holding back yourself, but then require for everybody else to be all real and loving and transparent with you, right? So it
Right.
all starts with us. I have to be a role modeling what it is that I'm asking for others to be that way with me. So if I'm transparent, if I'm all open, if I say what I need and then others don't, then I can say, this is the type of a relationship that I really like. And you can be sister with someone, or, a relative with someone, a coworker with someone, and have your boundaries to be only within that realm that is required. So, for
Right.
example, if they're a family member, you can see them in a bigger picture of the family events, holidays, but you don't have to have a close relationship with even your sister if they're not being real with you. And you
Mm-hmm.
can say that, and you could say, I will be your sister, and this is the paradigm and the concept that I will say that I will be with you, but you're not going to expect me to be closer to you if you are not going to be truthful to me, and you don't bring
Exactly.
all of you in the relationship. So that's
Yeah.
the price that you pay, and that's the price they pay. But it starts with you, Amira. It starts with each one of us. And sometimes, even if they're going to be fake, it's their loss. It's not yours, because they're the one who are holding back. They're the one who are not putting all of them out to put that. Now, if their fakeness is destroying you in some way, then you need to do self-preservation, and you let them know that for them not to be transparent with you, it's costing you a lot in your relationship, and that you don't need to be, very close to them. And they can choose. They can choose to be real with you. If the person is able to be real with themselves, then they can also, in a safe environment, be real with you. One more thing that it just came up for me is, if the person is real with other people and they're
Mm-hmm.
just being fake with you,
Mm-hmm.
then I would consider, what is it about me that this person doesn't trust, that thinks that they need to hide a part of them? So maybe I'm being too judgmental. Maybe I'm not accepting them. Maybe I come across as a way that they can't feel safe with me. If someone is across the board that way with everyone, then it's not necessarily about me. It's about
Right.
their own character, their own personality.
Yeah.
And also, some people, because they are jealous of the other friends that are higher than them, that's why they are doing this. And gonna be in this category. They are not with
Sometimes there's
everybody. They are not with everybody. They are just jealous with other people. They are in the higher level. They cannot go there. They want to just pull them down, and they are not, authentic, and they are not kind. And yeah, exactly.
envy has a
Doctor,
lot.
you just yeah.
Go
Yes,
ahead,
yes, yes.
Andy.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
Envy has a lot to do with this. And it's very hard to be in a friendship with people who are envious of you because it just it's like bad blood. It's like bad energy, negative energy that is constantly there. So we would
Mm-hmm.
want to be protective of selves. We want people around that they love our growth
Mm-hmm.
and they keep happy for us.
Exactly.
When something happy happens in our life. There are some people who are amazing friends in misery, but they don't know how to be with you when you're just growing and achieving, and they get jealous of you. So maybe you keep those friends and only tell them about your misery because they're point in your misery, right? And you share your achievements with others. But if someone is really envious of you, at one point they're going to leave you anyway because it's too hard for someone to feel jealous and keep hanging around. And
Mm-hmm.
even if they're your relatives, at one point they're just going to separate their ways from you because it's hard. I don't know if you guys have ever felt jealous. I have. I think it's a human concept, and I think when you're jealous, the most person that it's the suffering, it comes to the person who's jealous. You know?
Exactly.
And they
Yeah.
can't handle being around the other person for long. So just hang in there. They won't be there long anyway. And if they're poisoning everybody else, then I usually have a motto, which is I just say, um, if you are close to me, then if there's anything that you think I'm doing wrong or bad, I prefer for you to come and tell me so that you support me to grow. But if
Right.
you are not telling me that there's something I'm not doing, there's something that I'm hurting you or you don't like a behavior I do, and you tell me that we're all okay and everything's okay, and then I hear you talk bad stuff about me behind my back, I can't have you be around me. And do you know why? Because if people don't know me and talk nasty about me,
Mm-hmm.
they're not close to me. But if you're close to me,
I
you're
agree.
you're in my in circle, and they'll say things to other people. People believe you
Mm-hmm.
because they think you're in the in circle and you actually know something, but you don't. And you're probably sending lies out there. Does that make sense? Like
Yeah,
if
exactly.
somebody's sister
Yes,
or
yes.
somebody's close friend comes and talks bad, you're like, well, they're very close, so they might have that information. Like that's accurate information.
Right.
Um, so I just let people know then you're not going to be close to me because if you are close and you love me, if you don't like something about me, you won't go spread it around because nobody can do anything about it. You will come to me and tell me, I don't like this about you, Foojan, or you did this and it really upset me. So then you're doing me a favor. One, I can clean it up with you if I've ever hurt you. Two, if it's something that doesn't work for me, then I will look into it and change my behavior because obviously it's not good for me. And that's how you get to be in my circle. And if not, then we won't be in the same circle.
Yeah,
There's a lot
exactly.
of people here when the ego, when if we tell them something and we want to just tell them that this is the fact, there is the ego come up and they will think that it's an attack or it's just judgmental or and they put words on it. How to deal with that?
Yeah, we all, as a human being, have our ego. We all
Yes,
protect ourselves with our ego. And you might say something that the person gets upset. My point is, if you're clear with yourself that you are sharing things with good intention and you're not judging people and you're sharing with them that what works for you and what doesn't work for you with not attacking them, then you're not responsible for their perception. You can
Exactly.
only be responsible in what
yes.
you say and how you say it. So
Right.
be very cautious about what comes out of your mouth. Be clear that you're not just
Exactly.
sharing from what your needs are, and then whatever they hear, whatever they perceive, they make it to be their choice. It's really their perception. You can't be responsible for how people translate what you say to them, as long as you make sure that you do the right thing. And if they come back with, well, you said this and you said that and you meant this, and you go back and no, I didn't say that. That was your perception. Let me clarify again what I said. Let me repeat what I said. And then you say it again, making
Right.
sure that you're not judging. And you say it with facts, like you stated these sentences, or you went behind my back and said this and this. And this just doesn't work for me because you didn't
Makes
come
sense.
and say. Now, if the person comes to you and they say, I don't like this about you, Foojan, and I ignore them, and then I hear that they went and talked to one of my other friends, it might be that I also need to take responsibility. That if this person came to me and said something and I didn't clear it up with them, I didn't sit down and listen to them, I didn't change my behavior. Even if I don't agree with people, if they say, like, Foojan, I don't like you to wear green. And I would say, well, thank you. I hear you, and I like your, thank you for your opinion. And tell me why you don't like me to wear green. And then they say it, and I say, well, I hear you. I like green because of these reasons, and I'll consider it that if you don't like my wearing green, but when we're together going out, I won't wear green because you don't like it. But if Amira likes it when I'm sitting with her, then it might be that I wear green. So at least they feel heard, they feel understood.
Right.
If I'm like, I don't want you to wear green, I'm like, who cares? You don't like it? Tough. I'm going to do it. So then it appears that I don't care about them. And if I show my friends that I don't care about you, my family members that I don't care about you, they're going to get hurt. And then they're going to be wounded. And then they're going to be talking around, with other people about how I have not been there for them. And again, one thing I learned, Amir and Amira, I'm 58 years old. By the time I was 30, I thought I had to make everybody happy. And I really tried. After that, I got really rude awakening that I can't. I cannot make everybody happy. And there are going to be people who won't like me. They won't
Right.
like me because that's their taste. They won't like me because that's their choice. They won't
Right.
like me because I've done something that they don't approve of, right? The best that I can do is to find people, to first of all find my own values, live the value that I believe in, which is authentic, and I actually give value to those values, like those values are significant for me, and then that they're good for me and good for others around me, and then find also people who kind of bring those values together, like they also believe
Exactly.
in the same values,
Yeah.
Yeah.
and I
Exactly.
think that's what creates good circles around us.
Yeah, exactly. All of us, we are responsible about, anything around us. We can keep the boundaries, and we should be responsible about our relationships. And if someone is, you mentioned one, two, three times, these things you're doing is hurting me, is bothering me, or I don't like it, but it's still that person want to continue and they don't want to change themselves, then this is your decision. You should make a decision, and right decision and responsible decision. Thank you so much. It was
Yes.
amazing,
Thank
and
you,
as
doctor. Thank you
usual,
so much.
you're amazing. Thank you so much, and
Thank
see you
you.
next time.
Absolutely. Thank you
Thank
for the
you. Thank you.
opportunity. Great
Thank you.
meeting you, Amira. And until next time.
Nice meeting you. I learned a big lesson today. I learned a big lesson
Thank
today.
you. Thank you.
And especially about how to be sincere with insincere people.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Have a wonderful weekend. Bye bye.
And happy